Hey guys, welcome to our weekly Zoom meeting. Today is February 22nd, 2016. Thanks for joining us either live or on the recording. So a couple of announcements first. We had our Love Your Body Challenge start today. So if you would like to join or you have somebody who would like to join, there's a link in our Team Aspire group that you can request to join the group. We are planning to be starting another group in 2 weeks from today. So that would be the 7th of March. Until, like a week from now or so, we're going to be just adding people to the group right now so that people don't have to wait a full 2 weeks to join the next one. So you're welcome to keep adding people through the week. And then after that, it's, according to what you think, if they wanted to join this one or the next one. But we do have one starting in 2 weeks. And then we also have our biggest slim down contest going on. We've just finished the second week. So don't forget to send in your weigh-ins if you're competing, and then also to gather those if you're coaching anybody. So for Success Club this month, everyone's doing awesome. Stacy has 4 points. Katie has 2. Rachel has 2. She also got 2 points in her husband's business, Minho, his business. Pete has 2 points. Judy has 2 points. Kagan has 2 points. My husband has 6 points. Melissa has 10 points, so congratulations, Melissa. And I have 8 in my business. So congratulations, everyone. We still have about a week to hit Success Club, so you still have some time, so don't give up yet. A lot can happen in the last week of the month, so keep pushing. If you need any help for hitting Success Club, make sure you contact your sponsor or me, and we'll definitely give you some help. And then I wanted to announce the Coach of the Week this week. So this Coach of the Week, she's been doing amazing this month. She kind of took a step back in the end of 2015 and has been kind of clawing her way back up to Diamond. She had reached Diamond before, and she's been kind of starting from scratch, and it's a really hard thing to do. It can be kind of discouraging when that happens, but she hasn't let it get her down, and she just hit Success Club 10 this month. So congratulations, Melissa, for being the Coach of the Week. So yay, good job, Melissa. So this week, I really wanted to go over talking about coaching. So this is what we're going to be doing in our training group, the Emerald Dash group. This week, and I really wanted to kind of talk to you guys about how to talk about coaching and if you had any questions about how to do that. So it's really important, because if all you ever did was talk about health and fitness and joining our challenge groups, that's great. You'd help a lot of people, but you wouldn't really make a very good business, because all you would be getting paid on is your own efforts. So if you went on vacation and you didn't do anything, or you took the week off, then you wouldn't get paid. And so that's kind of defeats the purpose of building a really good foundation of your business if you don't talk about coaching. So it's really important. If you have enough people on your team, you actually get paid more on what they do than what you do. And that's awesome. We all want to do that, right? So I did want to ask you guys, first of all, if you had any questions about how to talk about coaching. Does anyone have anything that they want to go over first before we start talking about it? Has anyone ever been asked anything that they didn't know how to answer as far as being a coach or anything like that?
Nope. I've learned that people are scared of coaching.
You mean
like that word is like frightening.
Yeah. I think so. They're like, oh, I could never do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. How have you found to help them not be so afraid?
Well, I kind of just like try and get them into the coach account and tell them that they don't have to coach. It's just for the discount, and then maybe just help them get their foot in the door, and then they realize that it's not so bad. You're not actually coaching. You're just helping other people start a healthy life.
Yeah. That's a good idea. One thing that I always do is I really try to simplify it and be like, well, I'm taking care of me, and that's usually what they want to do in the first place anyway, get their own results. And then I talk about how I'm sharing that, and by sharing that, attracting other people who want to do the same thing, and then just working with them. So really just kind of simplifying it so that I'm not like, okay, I spend hours a day trying to find new friends and trying to help them and convince them and talking to them. And yeah, like that would be way like overwhelming for people to go over their heads. And so if you just kind of simplify it in that, you're saying first you take care of yourself, then you talk about it publicly, invite other people to join you. And when they say yes, then you just help them. You're not necessarily trying to convince anybody. You just find the people who are ready. And then they're like, oh, okay, I can handle that. So that's how I kind of get around that. Did you have any questions, Judy, about how to talk about coaching or anything that's come up?
Well, when you mentioned the people are scared of the word coaching, is there another word a person can use, or do you kind of just stick with that because that's just the way it is?
That's a good question. I think it depends on what you're trying to do. So if they're just like, really, I just want to, work on myself, then you could just say, hey, do you want to be a discount buyer or a wholesale buyer? A lot of people say it that way just to get the coach out, but not actually do any of the coaching. So some people are more open to that when you say, hey, would you like a free coach account? Would you ever be interested in coaching? And they say, oh, no, I could never do that. Then you could say, hey, how about a discount account or a wholesale account just to get, a discount on the products. And then sometimes they're like, oh, yeah, they would rather call it that. So that's an option. Let's see. Pete said, ask them what they think coaching's all about. That's true. I mean, you can ask them, what do you think I do? Or what do you think it's about? And a lot of times they have, unrealistic expectations on what a coach does or what is required of them. Sometimes they think it takes, a lot of times, or I've had coaches who sign up say, oh, I'm sorry, I haven't, finished the training or kept up. Are you going to fire me? Or are you disappointed? And I'm like, this is like your business and I'm just here to mentor you. I'm not your boss. And so I think people kind of like think it transitions into the corporate world in that way. And I'm like, no, it doesn't work that way. You're successful if you do it, but I'm not going to fire you. So I think it's kind of funny how people think that way. But yeah, that's a good question. I mean, you can phrase it however you want. And if they're military, a lot of times I'll just say, hey, do you want the military discount? And say, technically you're a coach, but that's how we call it. So, you have different ways of saying it. So how do you guys bring up coaching to people? So say somebody is interested in the health and fitness aspect of it and they want to join a challenge group. How do you bring up the coach account to them? Have you guys ever had that conversation before?
I just say, if you're interested in getting Shakeology every month, then the best way to do it is like this, to sign up for this account. It's technically coaching, but you don't have to do anything, but you'll save money.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I try and say. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I usually have to get them on the phone for them to even.
Yeah, I have a really hard time explaining it over text because it just doesn't translate right.
Yeah, because they can't like hear your tone of voice on like how you're saying it, and I don't know. That's what I have problems with.
Yeah, it's kind of complicated, so you have to be able to explain it. What about you, Judy? Have you ever had to explain it before?
Well, that's what's scaring me a little bit, because I have one girl that's like, okay, we need to set up a business. She's pushing for the business meeting, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to screw this up. But anyways, yeah, she's very interested in the whole she's kind of interested in everything I'm doing right now in my whole business as a whole realm. And I'm like, I'm really kind of going to encourage her towards the Beachbody, because if she wants to start a business as a whole, I mean, that's kind of a whole business, right? And so I'm trying to, and she's like, yeah, bring your Beachbody stuff on and all about it. And I want, so I'm like, how can I make it look really good for this girl and not be like, I'm not very confident about it yet. So that's kind of what I want to know.
Yeah, I think that's where, as a new coach, you just have to tell them, look, I'm a new coach. I'm not an expert. I don't know everything. But what I can tell you is, and then just be really excited about it. Just say, okay, this is what I've experienced so far. Like maybe talk about our team, our trainings, maybe the few people you've worked with. And people don't expect that. I mean, you've only been a coach for a couple of months. People don't expect you to be an expert, even if you feel like you should be an expert, and just kind of explain to them, hey, I don't know everything. Obviously, I'm still learning, but this is what I've known so far. And they're going to more like connect with your excitement than your expertise. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you just go in there and be like, oh, I'm so excited. And then, and Pete said, get on a 3-way call with your upline. And that's where you can get, your sponsor to help you, or someone in your upline who's more experienced and who has, more of a credibility, maybe more success, where you can say, oh, she has been a coach for this long, or he's been a coach for this long, and he, knows this or whatever. And then sometimes, even if, that they don't know the person, just getting somebody else on the phone just makes it seem like it's better. I know that my coach did that. She got her coach on the phone when I first was interested, and I was like, wow, he took the time to talk to me, and that really made an impression on me. So I think that, maybe is an option as well.
Yeah.
So you don't have to be an expert. So I wouldn't go in there and be like, oh, like, just go in there confident and excited, and they'll be like, oh, awesome, I want to join you, so.
Yeah. Well, and one thing I thought of, I don't know what you guys think of this idea, is to say, as a bonus to the coaches in my team, I wanted those who I can access, I guess, not any who's far away, but I would come in as soon as they get their package and their shake, come in and do a shake and share with whoever they want to do a shake and share with, and kind of get them set up as quickly as possible so they start to see the numbers and see results right away, instead of sitting on it and losing interest. I don't know, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Whatever you can do and, get them excited about, I would go for it. And if you're not there in person, you can still encourage them to do it. And you could even do like a, Zoom meeting and pop in and say, hey, everyone, just wanted to welcome you. I'm her coach, and, that kind of thing. So that's always an option too, even if you're not nearby. So that's a good idea. So one thing that I do is always ask first if they would be interested in coaching like me, because you never know. Some people say, oh yeah, actually I would love that. If you lead with the discount and then say, oh, and by the way, you could actually coach like me, then it's like a afterthought instead of what you really want them to do, because you really want business builders. And so if you lead with that first, I've noticed you get more people, even if it's the same person, they just have a different mindset about it. So you can tell them, this comes with a free coach account. You can coach like me and get your Shakeology paid for, and even make a good income from home, and just see what they say. And a lot of times, they might surprise you and say, oh, actually, yeah, I would like that. I'm looking for something, or sure, I'd like to try it, or, something. And then if they say no, they say, okay, no problem. I would still recommend getting the account because of these reasons. And then that's when I explain to them that, first of all, it comes for free. It's usually, if they get a challenge pack, it has a sign-up fee, but it comes for free if you get your program. And I would recommend you get it because, and then I tell them about the discount on Shakeology. So if you're planning to be on Shakeology anyway, you might as well save money every month. You like to save money, right? I ask them, and they're like, oh yeah, I like to save money. Okay, great. And then I tell them too, even if you don't necessarily want to coach right now, you might find that after you start seeing results, that you're excited about it and your friends and family want to join, and you might actually want to coach. And if that happens, you're already all signed up. You don't have to pay anything. You can just start coaching. And I would be here to help you train you to know what to do. And they're like, oh, okay. And then I also mentioned too that, and, if somebody does want to order something from you, and I give them an example, like sometimes they mention in the conversation, oh, my sister wants to lose weight too, or something. I say, oh, hey, if your sister wants to order the program, she sees what you're doing, she's excited, she wants to do it too, she could get the program through you, and you'd make a commission. So even if you're not actively coaching, it's still nice to have, because then your friends and family can order through you. And I've seen that when you do that, that happens sometimes. I've had discount coaches contact me and be like, oh, my friend wants to order the program. How do they do that? And then I show them how, set up their direct deposits, they get their first paycheck, and they're like, oh my gosh, I made $40. Yeah, that's how coaching works. And they're like, wow, that was easy. I can do that more. And it kind of opens their eyes, like, maybe this isn't so hard. So that's a really good way of doing it, because then they'll remember later on when people mention it. And they're like, hey, I'm a coach. You can actually get that through me. And they're like, oh, okay. Because they'd rather order it from a friend than some stranger. So that's kind of how I always position the coaching. It is a really good idea to post. So what I did today, and the assignment was to give you guys the assignment of posting about your coach mentorship. And so this kind of confuses some coaches, so that's one of the reasons I wanted to mention this on the call. But the coach mentorship is pretty much just you working closely with somebody. So you don't have to have a group for them to join necessarily. We do have our monthly training that starts the beginning of every month, so you can plug them into that. So they will have training, they will have a group that they can join. But as far as your mentorship, it could just be you working one-on-one with somebody, and that could be your mentorship. And what really helps is to post a number. So I always say, I'm looking for 3, women or something like that to join my coach mentorship. I'm mentoring you one-on-one through the month of March or whatever you want to say, to help you, become a successful coach. And then that way they know that you are going to work one-on-one, because you're going to help them every step of the way. And then I always tell them too, so when they're interested, I get them on the phone, I answer their questions. I do send them, first of all, when they're interested, the 7-minute what is coaching video that I have, in which I will post in our Team Aspire group with the recording of this, so that you guys can use it if you want to. I recommend you make your own. It doesn't have to be as fancy as mine. I have a PowerPoint presentation on that kind of stuff. But it is good to make your own, just quickly, like what coaching is and what you do. But I send them that first, and it's just the basics. Just what I said at the beginning of the call. I work on me first, then I post about it, talk about it publicly, inspire other people to join me, and I work with them. That's basically what I say in the phone call, because I'm trying to make it very simple, because that's really what I do. I do that over and over and over and over again, and attract people. And that's what I'm trying to teach you guys to do. So if you are posting about that, about your mentorship, and people ask you, what are you doing? That's pretty much what you're going to tell them that you do. It's really simple, so it's not too scary for them. But by posting about your coach mentorship, you're going to be attracting business builders. So if all you ever posted about was your challenge group, you would attract a lot of challengers, which is great, but you want business builders too, right? So you need to specifically post business type posts about coach mentorships and, coaching in general. And that's something I don't do enough. Shannon Galladay is actually really good at that. So if you guys watch her, she's really good about posting about coaching, about posting about her coach mentorships. And so I would definitely follow her lead, because you will attract more business builders that way, because it makes you seem like a serious coach. So do you guys have any questions about the coach mentorship post, like how to do that, what to say, what it is, any of that stuff, how to talk about it with your friends?
Well, I think I got confused, Angie, when I made that poster, because I made with 3 pictures, and I seen your 3 pictures. I think you were just using 3 example pictures, where it wasn't one post, was it?
No, yeah, I had like 3 different ones just to give you guys. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, so I went and made a thing with like 3 pictures, and I'm looking at later going, that's just way too much.
Yeah, I like to make my stuff really simple, just because I don't want to overwhelm people. So yeah, and if you make a couple of different images, then they become smaller, right? So probably just one would be enough. That's why I was saying, like, I like that one. I thought it was perfect with you holding the paper. That was a really good idea. So
I got that idea off Pinterest. I seen a girl holding up paper like that, and I was like, oh, that's a good idea.
That's awesome. So yeah, something like that. I mean, you want to not. I've seen some people who make these beautiful like coach mentorship, like especially the top coaches. If you look at their posts, they have like professional pictures where they're like dressed up in like business gear and have a laptop in their hand, and I'm like, oh, I should do it like that. And like I used to try to do things like that, and I'm like, that is so not me. Like I'm going to attract people who are not like me, and that's not what I want, because they can't identify with me. And so I don't know if you noticed one of my posts, I was trying to take a picture all day long. Like I was like, I want to go do my hair and put my makeup on, put some nice clothes on. My baby would not let me put her down. I was like, forget it. I just got to take a picture of me holding her with the computer sitting on my couch, because that's what it looks like for me to coach. So sorry, people, that's real life. And that's what I did. And it was kind of funny, because I attracted 3 people interested in coaching who I'm still talking to, who were just moms, at home juggling babies too. And they're like, I could do that. And I'm like, that's what you need to do. You need to post like what you're like, and maybe those people are like that, and I'm not judging them. I'm just saying that I was trying to do that, and that's not me. So be true to yourself, however you are. You don't have to be perfect. If there's drawing on the behind you on the wall, who cares? That's real life, right? There's so many times I'm like, dang, I took a picture and there's like permanent marker right there.
Yeah.
But whatever it is that you identify with, the people that you will attract are like you. So post what you would be attracted to and what you're really like. So anyway, that was just my spill on that. But yeah, I used to try to be like perfect and like perfect hair and great clothes. And I'm like in a t-shirt and sweats a lot of the time. So that's me. Sorry. But anyhow, does anyone have any other questions about how to talk about coaching with people? Tips? No? I had somebody message me actually today, and I wanted you to share what she messaged me. And it's kind of funny because I looked back at who is this person? I didn't even remember her. And I was looking back at our conversation, and we were talking last April. That's the last time we talked. And she was saying, so I was looking at our conversation, and she was just talking about my family and what interests me. And she said something like, oh, I wish I could work from home too, just like you do, because I have this job. And I was like, hey, you might be interested in coaching because it's something you can do from home. My kids are always running around, And then she's never answered me. And then today she sends me a message. So I'm interested in becoming a coach. What do I need to do to start? And I was like, what? Who is this person? So anyway, I answered her, sent her the video and asked her to watch it. And then she said, thanks, Angie. I'll definitely check it out when I get home. So, but that's what's the nice thing. I mean, what I said to her was, I said, oh, this is perfect timing. I was just about to post about my new coach mentorship this evening. It's starting soon. I'm looking for just 3 women to mentor through the month of March as a new coach. Just watch this video. It's only 7 minutes. It's all about what being a coach is all about. And then let me know right away if you're interested. That's all I said. And it's really nice to have a video like that because then you don't have to sit there and be like, okay, what coaching is and explain it all out. It's something that you can use over and over again. I made this video like last spring. So it's been a year that I've been sending it out and it's still relevant. I mean, I'm thinking maybe I need to make a new one now that I have another baby so I can say I'm a mom of 7 instead of a mom of 6, but whatever. I can still use it and it's great because it saves so much time. You don't have to keep retyping the same thing. So as you talk to more and more people, doing things like that will definitely save you time and effort. And then too, you feel like you don't have to make it up every time. So you can film yourself a million times, get it right, make sure you keep it short though. You don't want to send someone a 30-minute video, shorter the better. So like 5 minutes or whatever would be great. But that's what I would recommend you guys all do. Make some short video like what coaching's about. I will post mine just so you can get an idea of, what I said. You don't have to copy it or anything, but just be real simple. You don't want to talk about complicated things about, this and that and bonuses and how you get paid and the cycles and you need this many people underneath you and you're going to confuse them. So just don't even do it. Just be real simple. And if they want more information, they'll come to you. So that's my recommendation. But yeah, having that was very nice because then I was seriously standing in my kitchen making dinner and I'm answering her. So anyhow, does anyone have any questions? Anything to add?
I was just say I need to make a video about what 21 Day Fix is and what it does because how many times I've typed that out and it's so long and I'm like, yes. This is exhausting.
Actually, what Rachel did on our team, which I've been meaning to do, she sat down and she showed all the containers, she showed the meal plan, she explained how it worked. I'm like, that is so awesome. I need to do that. Except for my book is seriously so torn apart. It's the pages are stuck together. I'm I'm embarrassed to show people that. And I'm I don't even know where all my lids are for my containers. So I was thinking I need to just order another one or something. But yeah, if you did something like that, that would be great. Because seriously, whatever you have to do over and over and over again, think of ways to make it to where you don't have to do that so much. That's why I made that how to sign up a coach video that a lot of you have seen because I was explaining that once a week. And I was spending an hour or more with each coach explaining it over and over. And I'm I should just make a video. This would be so much easier. And so that's what I did. And it helped.
It was super helpful.
Yeah. So, I mean, whatever that you're doing over and over again, talking about the 21 Day Fix, talking about coaching, make a video, then you can send it out, put it on YouTube, send it out whenever you need it. And then too, when you're running out the door or something, you don't have time to sit there and make a long conversation. Hey, watch this video. It's great. So good idea. I like that idea. Anything else to add? No? Awesome. So when I give you the assignment tomorrow to talk about coaching with your friends, you'll know kind of how to do it. And make sure that if you guys have any questions, you post in that group or in Team Aspire, because we're here to help. You know, we're obviously not experts, but we've probably had, you know, similar questions or concerns or something. So we'll definitely help you out. But all right. Well, thanks everyone for joining us, and we'll talk to you next week. Thanks, guys. Bye.